Brenda's Thrifted Decor and DIY. Hey you all, welcome back to my channel. It is so wonderful to be back with you all on this day, and I hope that everyone is doing well. Hey you all, guess what? This sister is no longer freezing in her house. The technician came out on yesterday. He replaced the part that needed to be replaced. I am back up and running. My house is toasty again, and right now it's kind of hot. I'm gonna have to turn the heat down some because I was trying to make up for when I was cold for a few days. So I am very, very happy, you all, because let me tell you something. It ain't nothing like a cold house. But let me tell you something else about that. What I, in that experience, what I gained, and that is another notch in my level of patience, another notch in my level of long suffering. Because as I was beginning to get frustrated, because it seems like the technician was never going to get back out there, he was very busy. Every day he would say, I'm coming, but then he would not come. So he finally got to my house. It was finally my turn after about a week. And I tell you one thing, God had to really work on my patience. There was a couple times that I shedded some tears, but I decided to dry them up. I complained a little bit to my son, but I said, Brenda, don't complain, don't complain. Just go ahead and my son just kept saying, Mama, just be patient. And I said, it's hard being patient when you're cold and you got a 9-year-old child, but the 9-year-old child wasn't worried about it. But you know what? Sometimes God would allow us to go through situations in order to test how patient we are and how patient we're going to be, because what God had to remind me of was that the people that are out there that are homeless, that are poor, indigent, and trying to, make ends meet, they don't have, when you think about the homeless, they don't have a home that they can go to where they can bundle up in blankets and they can turn on space heaters and they can, turn on the oven, the fireplace. But you know what? I had absolutely nothing to complain about. And God had to really remind me that there are people out there in borrower situations. He said, gird up your loins of patience and wait this thing out. And I wound up waiting it out. And it was a blessing that I did, because it was a lesson through the trial that I learned, and that's what God has been, really dealing with me about, is being more patient, less complaining, and just, I've never really been a complainer anyway, because I am a person that, with the strength of God, I am a survivor. But there are times, honey, when that level of patience and that level of survival is pushed to the limit. And I just want to give a shout out to my son who helped me through this process. He was the one that referred me to the technician, and he just stood by me throughout the whole entire situation. And Sage and I are back up and going, and we are happy. But right now, you all, I had been in the house for a few days, and I said, you know what? I'm going to get out of the house, and I'm over here now at a Chinese restaurant getting ready to eat my lunch. And once I eat my lunch, I'm going to head on back to my house, and I'll be back with y'all soon, okay? All right. So I am eating lemon pepper wings and fried rice. They do their lemon pepper wings just a little bit different, but they're still good. But I'm gonna dig into this. Well, all right, you all. I am back home down in my humble abode, and I am so glad to be back home I did not have to come back home to a cold house. I came back home to a warm and toasty house. I am so thankful. As I said earlier, everything is back up and running now. The technician came on yesterday, installed the new part, and I am good to go. But I would have you all to know, as I said, that was an exercise of patience, long suffering, and faith in God that it was going to get done. I could not afford to get antsy or complaining or anything. I just said, you know what, Lord, and I talked some about it earlier, but I'll say it again. Sometimes you have to just remember, who you are and where you are and what you have compared to what somebody else may not have. and may not even have access to. So sometimes we just have to be thankful. Even in those valley moments where things just seems to be down, we got to always remember that there is somebody out there that's worse off than where we are. Well, let me tell you. Now, my faith has, my patience, as I say, has really been being exercised, because as soon as the furnace got fixed and got a nice toasty house, and then guess what, you all? I had to put my car in the shop because it had been making some rattling noises. And I said, Brenda, it's getting increasingly worse. You need to put this car in the shop before it breaks down or you start having engine problems. Find out what's going on and just bite the bullet and do it. Now, there have been times in my life where I would have just said, Lord, you know, when it rains, it pours. You know what we say, when it rains, it pours. You know, if it ain't one thing, it's another one. But you know what, though? I said, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it because I thought about the fact that there are people out there that don't even have a car even to put in the shop. But at least I have an automobile to put in the shop, and then I trust God for the provisions to help me to be able to pay for the repair and get it done. I just said, you know what? I am not going to complain. I just will not complain. I put that car in the shop. I said, you know, hey, I'm going to tell y'all another thing. That car is almost paid off. In about another 30 days, I'm going to be done paying with it. So you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get it fixed because I am not going to buy another one. I cannot afford for it to break down. So anyway, I went ahead and put the car in the shop on yesterday. I just talked to them today, and they told me, guess what, you all? Now, all right. I hope I don't have no men on here listening to me right now, but I hope y'all are, but don't get on me if you are. Found out that the reason that the rattling was going on when I would accelerate in the car is because my car was out of oil. Now, here's the thing. I usually go by my indicator light in my car that tells me when my oil is low, how much more time I have to go. It'll tell me how much percentage that I have left of oil. And I wasn't even down to that point to where, you know, my oil was almost to the point to where my oil light was going to come on. But what I did not do, a lot of times, you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. I ignore the sticker that they put on the car when you get the oil change. They said I was 4,000 miles over the last time I got an oil change. I was like, no, I wasn't. No, I didn't. Then I had to think about it. Brenda, it's been a while since you've had an oil change. And they were saying that 9 times out of 10, that's what was causing the rattling. And furthermore, because I also need a complete brake job. That I already knew. I had already been told that my front and back brakes were basically gone. So I went in there telling them that I know my brakes was about gone. So at the end of the day, they said, yes, you know, you need to get the brake works done, front and back, the oil change, all of it. So they told me how much it was going to cost, like, trust me, over $1,000. So I said, I tell you what, do the oil change because I'm praying that would take care of the rattling. Go ahead and do the front brakes because I looked into it and they were saying that if both needs to be done, and if you can't get both done at one time, at least get the front brakes done because those are the ones that will cause the most danger if they go completely out. And they're the ones that work the hardest are the front brakes. So I told them, I said, do the front brakes for now. Well, she said, well, how long will it be before you get the back brakes? I said, well, give me a couple of weeks and I'll come back and get the back brakes done. And I said, you know what, Lord? In the meantime, I will not worry. I'm not going to fret. I just thank God because a lot of times we can go through this thing where, well, you know what you're doing wrong. What is it that you're doing wrong? That every time you turn around something, no, it's not that. It's life. Life happens. Life just happens. And just right now, life is happening. Furnace went out, you know, and the, you know, brakes and stuff. But thank God that I took it in and found out, you know, that it was the oil that needs to be done and I need to go ahead and get those brakes. But sometimes God does things like that because he's trying to wake us up and say, you need to get this done before it gets worse or before something happens or before it's so expensive until you won't be even able to get the repair done. So a lot of times instead of saying, you know what, oh, if it ain't one thing, it's another one, go ahead and say, thank you, Lord God, for just, you know, the Holy Spirit. Thank you for just, you know, just unctioning me to get this car in the shop and just be thankful and grateful and be content and be happy and move on. Because as long as we are living this life, y'all, things are going to happen. They're going to keep on happening, but we got to keep it moving. And as long as we keep believing and having a faith in God, God will provide. He will provide. When things go wrong, it ain't got nothing to do with what you did wrong to make things go wrong. Well, maybe why me? Why is this happening to me? Is there a curse? No, it ain't no curse. It's just you just need to get that stuff done. That's just life. It's just life. And I choose to live life in such a way to where I ain't gonna be sitting up here worrying. I just feel like, hey, whatever and wherever God leads me in my life, I'm just not going to sit here worrying about it, because I am like this. Life is about options, but whether or not we choose to look into those options and maybe choose an option, that's up to us, because sometimes we want to stick so close to what we have. And God be saying, no, I want you over here. But we say, no, I'm too comfortable over here. So always keep yourself open to the movement of God, because we just never know where God, the change that He might want to make in our lives. So I thank God once again, and what was leading up to me telling you about the car, which I kind of got off on that tangent, but what was leading up to me telling you about the car is another thing happened out of this that I needed to do, and that was to get out and do some exercises and move my body. Y'all, us over 50, over 60, over 70, we got to move these bodies, you all. And so thank God my granddaughter school is basically within walking distance. And I think that on the video yesterday, I was showing you where I was walking to her school. So her, for the Thanksgiving lunch, I think whatever day that was. And so today I had no other choice because the car was in the shop. So I had to get up early this morning and walk her to school. And then I had to turn around and go and pick her up and walk her back. But in the interim, during lunchtime, I said, you know what? I'm going to walk around the street to the local little shopping center. It has like a Chinese place in it, and it has, the grocery store and all of that. I said, I'm just going to walk around there. And I actually walked from my house to where earlier when you saw me sitting in the Chinese restaurant, I had actually walked there. And it was quite a nice little walk. I walked back home. Then when it's time for me to pick up my granddaughter, I walked, picked her up from school. I had some little boys that I've been watching after that walks to school every day. And one of them is it's three brothers. One is like pre-K. He's only 4 years old, you all. And they walk to school and they have to walk quite a little distance. So I have literally committed myself to making sure that I get out early enough so I can help those babies, because it's like a busy street that they have to cross and all that kinds of stuff. And I said, you know what, Brenda, this is why God, why you retired. This is your mission in life. You are a helper. So my goal right now, I talked to the grandmother, I talked to the mother, they're having car issues. And so I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to avail myself to making sure that those babies, get across that busy street. And I told them once my car is out of the shop, they're not even going to have to worry about walking no more. Because, honey, they live in the neighborhood right across from the school. So I said that what I'll do is I'll go to pick them up, because they literally have to walk about over a mile to get to school, y'all. I walked them all the way home today. Usually I just kind of, I don't really, tend to them that much in the evening and after school, but it's usually in the mornings that I meet them. And I, walk them up to where the crossing the walk is to get across the street. And they usually have a crossing guard out there sometimes. Sometimes it has been hit or miss. And I've had to literally stop the traffic to help them babies across the street. And so the Lord just laid it in my heart. I talked to the school. I told them, if you all can get in contact with the grandparent, the parents, do something, but let them know that, give them my number, tell them that I can come pick them up, no matter what the case may be. So I talked to the grandmother. She was really nice, very hardworking woman. So to make a long story short, not to glorify myself or to do my alms before men, but I'm just basically saying, sometimes, without me having my car, I could have just said, you know what, I can't do it today, you all. But I said, no, God gave me these legs because there's somebody out there that don't even have legs to walk. So I said, you know what, Brenda, just like today, I went this morning and I met them and I got them, across the street to the school. And then after I decided, I said, you know what? I had not been seeing them after school. So I went ahead, I waited on them today, and I walked them all the way home, Sage and I. And I told them, once I get my car, this is the last time that you all will have to walk like this. And that baby, he's 4 years old. And then you got one that's 8 and one that's, I think he's 9, that the three of them walk together. And you know, nowadays people drive like maniacs. And so I have decided that that is what I want. That's my mission, you all. And like I said, not to try to brag, or, you know, I ain't looking for no accolades or nothing like that. All I'm saying is that a lot of times God will put us in positions to where we can use excuses if we want to. And I could have said, well, you know, my car's in the shop, and I ain't finna get out there trying to walk, taking them home. I said no, because what it did was, it was almost like a triple kind of effect. I got my granddaughter, I helped them, and I got exercise. Yes. So I thank God for that. But you all, you know, and that was just a lesson that I learned throughout this situation. No, I'll take that back. It was a lesson that I put into action: patience and long suffering. We got to get there, you all, because sometimes we do so much complaining about what we're going through, and we forget a lot of times about what other people are going through. And sometimes, you know, just go ahead. If you got to suffer through a situation temporarily, just go ahead and just go through it. Praise God through it. Just praise your way through it. And God, when God bring you out on the other side of through, then you can give your testimony about how I got over trusting in God all the way. This is what I want to do before I do anything else. I just want to, I know there's a lot of you that are new to my channel, and I call my house the thrifting house. And some people say, what do you mean the thrifting kitchen, the thrifting? It means that pretty much everything that you see in it, everything that I have in it, it's been thrifted some kind of way. Periodically, I may buy something, but mostly what I have is thrifted from a thrift store, Facebook Marketplace, yard sales, estate sales. You know, it's gonna be bought on a thrift. So that's why I call my house the thrifted house. And I just want to showcase you all today just a few of my little special pieces that I have in my house that I love so much, that I either got for free or I picked up on in a yard sale, a thrift store, Facebook Marketplace. I'm not going to go through and with prices and all of that. I'm just going to do like a little run through of some of my most special pieces that I have in my home. It's a lot that I have that are so special to me, but I'm going to try to go ahead and pick out some of the most special pieces that I have in my house, and just kind of share with you what means a lot to me. Okay? All right, let's go. I am going to start in my family room. One of the first things that I want to show you that I consider in my family room to be my favorite piece, and you all that's been around with me for a while, you've seen this several times, but it's an metal musically inspired wall hanging. I actually got this for free, you all. Very beautiful. And this beautiful little statue here, I absolutely love it. I got this from a friend of mine. She's an interior decorator, and she acquired it in one of her projects, and I purchased this from her. I love that piece. Get back some so you can see it. Isn't that beautiful? Just showing some of my favorite pieces today. There's a lot that I love, but I'm going to show you the favorite ones. This is one of the little small, I picked this up at a yard sale, so this is one of my little small favorites here. Family sitting on the pew at church with the baby in the middle. I think I was paid about $1 or $2 for this at our yard sale. Just thought that was so pretty. Just love this also. Looks like a harp, but that is really nice. I like that beautiful picture back there. Got that from the classic consignor off the dollar table. Paid $1 for that. Got the lamp on the table for free. This is another one of my really my favorites right here. This came from one of those off the side of the road kind of deals. Someone had left a lot, they moved out and they left a lot of stuff sitting on the side of the road, and it was kind of up for grabs, and I absolutely love it. It's been hanging here in my living room for a very, very, very many years, a long time. Not since 1971, but it's, you know, but it's been hanging in for about 10 years, I think. But I just love that. I really, really do. And here is another musically inspired metal wall hanging that I got the same time as the other one that I just showed you. This was free. I got it from the same lady as the other one. Just love, love, love it. And just some more, just some musical type inspired art. I love that one. Excuse me for the shadows, you all, that light in it. This floor lamp I've had for a very long time. I'm thinking about over 20 years. And I actually bought that new long time ago. Don't remember even what I paid for it. I've had it so long, but that's one of my favorite pieces. That wall hanging that's in the middle, that's a favorite. I got that from a yard sale. I think I may have paid about $10 for it several years ago. Just love, love, love it. There's another one, a musically inspired one. This coffee table, this was actually a free find. Facebook Marketplace. Young man was moving and he had it listed. He was trying to get rid of stuff that he had. And he told me, come get it. It's free. And I went and got it. So let's move over into the breakfast room area. I think my most favorite piece in this breakfast room has to be my farmhouse table. It was handmade just for me, crafted by wood craftsmen. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite pieces here in my breakfast room. So this I got recently from the dollar table at the classic consigners. Paid $1 for that, for the birds on the stand. As soon as I can get to my sister, that's something I'm wanting to gift to her. But in the meantime, I just set it here on the table because it just matched my blue plates. It matched my blue plates for now. Let's go over here to this is what I call this my dessert cabinet. I picked this cabinet. I love it, love it, love it. I paid, I think it was what, $30, $35, something in that neighborhood for this cabinet. I needed something substantial to go here in this corner, and Facebook Marketplace find. And once again, you all, like I always say when I'm in my breakfast room, excuse the curtains. I'm in the process of getting ready to put blinds up. So those are, everything you see on my windows is just temporary. So on the cabinet, these are some of my favorite pieces, these dessert dishes. All of these pieces came from thrift stores. As a matter of fact, some of it came from a thrift store when I was vacationing in Florida. Just everything that you see. I just love that beautiful purple picture back there. I paid $1 for that from a yard sale. I like this white tulip bowl. There's my cake plate there. Now all of these, I know there's a name for them, you all, and every time I get ready to call the name, my mind just goes blank. So put it down in the comment section for me and tell me what you call these bowls. Trifle bowl. And I picked this one up from, I think it was Goodwill. I just absolutely, let me pull this one out a little bit so you can, this is so pretty. Isn't that gorgeous, you all? Look at the detail. And I have yet to use any. I was on this thing where I was going to start doing desserts. I got these two on the end. They came from Goodwill. I know one I got from a thrift store in Florida, but don't remember exactly which one. I love these lovely Oriental soup bowls. Let me just show you. Aren't those pretty, you all? Gorgeous. Yes. And I really love this. This came off of the dollar table. Paid $1 for it. Here's my pie. I'm going to do a quiche. I'm thinking about doing a quiche coming up real soon. And I'm going to film it. So look forward to that. Cute little clock that I got from a yard sale. I paid maybe $2 for that clock. And let's see what's down here. Just some more favorites. Now I want to show you all this bowl here. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to set it here on my table. That leaf shape. I just love this. I was doing a job for my son, and the people left this behind. And he said it was okay if I go ahead and take it. There was actually two of them, and one of them got broken. But I love that bowl. Isn't that pretty? One of my other favorites here in my breakfast room area are my teapots. I went on this teapot frenzy, and I got my little collection. Since I'm really not a big teapot user, I said 4 is plenty. All of these came from between Goodwill, yard sales. I got this gold canister here for $1. This was on the dollar table. Classic consigners. And my most favorite piece that I love the most here is this cabinet, because this cabinet was a dump dive. I literally found it on a dump. It was all battered up. I bought it home, cleaned it up, and it is transformed, renewed. And then down here, I just keep a lot of my coffee cups and just some other little miscellaneous items down there. Got my B cup for Brenda, my other B cup for Brenda. And this is my Brenda's Thrifted Decor and DIY cup that I had made. I gave away 2 of them. I just love these. Don't y'all just love, aren't these pretty, you all? Look at that. Aren't those gorgeous? Oh, I love these. So pretty. And I want to show you on my table these blue small plates. I have 6 of them, and I got these from an outdoor flea market, and I paid $6 for all 6 of them. So let's now go into my formal dining room. Okay, here in my former dining room right away, this is another favorite of mine. This table, the side table. You know those 2 musical wall hangings that I showed you in my living room? Well, the way I got to this lady to receive all of this is she had this table on Facebook Marketplace for free. And I got there, kind of find out they had sold their home. They were trying to get rid of everything. And I got this table. And she said, if you see anything else that you want, that's how I got the 2 other wall hangings. But this is one of my favorites. Love this table. Look at those feet, you all. Isn't that pretty? This very solid glass, that beveled glass. I love the way that it's etched at on the ends. Another piece that I got from for $1 off of the dollar table. I'm always getting stuff off, just very unique stuff off of that dollar table, but I just love that piece there. All right, let's go around. So this buffet here, this cabinet, I think I have several pieces in here that I just love, love, love. And this cabinet has to be my all-time favorite. This was a cabinet that I found from Goodwill. I paid $39 for it. This is not the original color. I came home and, well, I had it for years before I wound up painting it. And I changed some of the knobs on it. And I wanted to show you that it is by Bassett. And you know, Bassett don't play. Very, very fine furniture. But that was $39, you all, from Goodwill. Just some of my pieces down here that are so this one here I got, it's like a chip and dip set. Isn't that pretty? I've had this for so long I can't even remember where I got it from, but that is so pretty. All right, let's look on the inside. This was a dollar table find. Got the 3 little dishes there. I can use it for sauces or whatever I need. Got my cake plate. Let's see what's down here. Just some more dishes. Serving utensils. All that came from somebody's thrift store somewhere. To some plastic stuff for serving. And down here I have some napkins and table placemats. Oh, so my most favorite, well, let me show you these first. So these 2 wall hangings that you see here on the wall, one here and one over there. These are my very, very favorite as far as the wall hangings here in my dining room, because I got these from a friend of mine from church. And she had quite a bit of stuff that she gifted to me. And I absolutely love them. When she first gave them to me, I had no idea where I was going to put them because they are so big. And you probably can't even tell how big they actually are. And then I came up with the idea of putting them here in my dining room. I actually had 2 other wall hangings in here that I switched out and put these up there. And I love, love, love them. These 2 chairs here has got to be my most favorite and treasured DIY. Well, I can't really say DIY because the work was actually done by someone else, between my son and a friend of mine. I found these chairs on a dump pile, and they were green, they were hideous, they were wet, they were almost parts of it were kind of dry rotted. But they were on a dump pile. I picked them up because they had good bones. And I had my son to sand down the chairs. Don't you just love, look at that backing. The backing on both of them were in very good shape. My son spray painted them. And my good friend actually recovered the cushions. Isn't that gorgeous? 2 of them, one over there. But these are my favorites here in my dining room. I love everything, but right now I'm just pinpointing my favorites. Now, as I come here in my formal um, living room, I want to show you this beautiful antique lamp. I recently found this lamp, Facebook Marketplace. It was either $10 or $15. I think it was 10. It was $10, yeah. And I love it. I love the shape of the shade, the lamp shade. And look at that. And I showcased this when I first got it, so some of you remember seeing it, but I just kind of wanted to just show you that this has become one of my favorite finds that I will cherish for a very, very long time. It's just in very good shape. So as I come on into my formal living room, and I would have to say in my formal living room, my favorite pieces are, I love this lamp here. And you all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I love lamps. Let me turn it on. I love myself some lamps, and you're going to see a lot of lamps in my house. So this one was actually free. I got this one from a young lady on Facebook Marketplace. I usually try to, I was very fortunate at one point finding people that were moving and it was just giving away stuff, really nice stuff, because especially students. If you could ever find a student that's, getting ready to move back to their home and they're trying to get rid of stuff in their apartment, they literally get rid of some really nice stuff. And that's how I came about with that lamp there. And just some other side chairs. But I think that my favorite piece here is probably this coffee table. Anything that I get for free, and if it's a good piece, it literally becomes my favorite piece. And I love this coffee table because, like the one in my family room, this one was free also. I just absolutely love it. And this was so funny because the guy that put it on Marketplace, he had just bought the house, and he said the previous owners left it. He didn't want it. So he said, anybody that wanted to come get it, you're welcome to it. And I went and snatched it up. So my next most favorite piece is that beautiful desk sitting right there in front of that window. That antique desk right there. That lovely, lovely, lovely solid wood, antique, beautiful piece of furniture. Isn't that gorgeous? I got this from Goodwill, you all. Paid, what was it, $25 for it, I believe? But this is one of my favorite pieces here in my living room. And there is the little sign that's on it that it was gifted. Sounds like a lady gifted it to her husband back in 1970. And I toyed with, at first I was talking about painting and people were like, no, do not paint. Don't put any paint on it. You will destroy it. And I said, thank you all for saving me from a can of paint, because I sure would have slapped paint right on it. But yeah, that is my favorite piece here in my formal living room. And as I said, I think I have one more piece that I wanted to show you. It was this vase. The same, the little statue, a sculptor type thing that was on my fireplace. I got that the same time I got this. I got this the same time I got that one, this beautiful vase. For some reason, my bulb went out. It just went out. It was on, and all of a sudden, it just went out. I had just replaced a brand new bulb, so I don't know what happened. But when the light is on, it shines right down into that vase. Oh my gosh, and I wish I could have had it on, but I don't know what happened to it. I got to find out. But that is another one of my favorite pieces here. Those two wall hangings that's on both sides of that, the big picture, the big wall hanging, these were the ones in my dining room that I replaced with the two big pictures. But I think when it comes down to, like I said, my favorite pieces, that is pretty much, like I said, I have several pieces. But if you're going to narrow down, everything can't be your favorite piece, or can it? Oh my goodness. So yeah, you all, this is my I call it my makeshift thrift home. This is all what Brenda loves, is finding those pieces out there for a little bit of nothing, bringing them home and making them something in your home. I love it. Yes, I do. One of my recent favorite pieces. Come back some. This is between my kitchen and my hallway, and it comes around to my family room. I hope that you all enjoyed me sharing some of my favorite pieces. I know you all have been around with me for a while, so a lot of those pieces you've seen, before. You may have seen them more than one time, but I'm always so proud of my little thrift hunts and finds, and when I go out there and just find that needle in the haystack, and I never get tired of showing it off, y'all. But I just wanted to show you some of my favorite pieces that I was able to acquire with this thrift eye. What is it? With this eagle eye. Yes, goodness. When it comes down to them thrift stores, Brenda has an eagle eye, and I love it. Well, you all, that is pretty much what I have for you on this video for today. I hope that you enjoyed it from start to finish. I hope that you stuck around all the way to the end. If you did, just leave your comment for me in the comment section, and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And I really, really appreciate those who recently subscribed. I appreciate it so much. Welcome to my thrifting family journey. All right, you all. Thank you so much. And I will see you all again the next time, okay? Bye-bye.